Today we are going to make a very delicious, yummy and a sinful cake, that is Devil's Delight. Let's cut the cake and see how it has turned out. You can see it has turned out damn soft. I'll cut out a small pastry and I'll show you all. I'll pick up the small pastry and I'll show you all. I'll place it in one plate. That's it. You can see how soft the cake has turned out. So let's begin with the recipe and I'll show you all how to make this beautiful cake. Making of the Devil's Delight cake goes in 3 simple steps. First is making the buttermilk, which we will start right away. Second step is sifting of the dry ingredients, and third is making of the wet ingredients. So let's begin with the buttermilk. I've taken about 1 cup of milk, any raw milk will do, and in this I'm adding 1 teaspoon of vinegar. Just stir it, give it a light stir and keep it aside for a few while. Now let's begin with the dry ingredients. For the dry ingredients, in a bowl I'm taking about 1.5 cup of all-purpose flour, maida, which we are going to sift. Sifting is very important for this cake so that we can incorporate a lot of air in it. In this I'm putting about 3/4 cup of cocoa powder. Then I'm putting 1 teaspoon of baking powder and 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. All these ingredients have to be nicely sifted. So let's begin with the sifting of our dry ingredients. Sifted properly. This is a very important step for making our Devil's Delight cake. For the wet ingredients, I am taking icing sugar, about 1 cup of icing sugar. In this, I am putting 1 cup of curd. You can use any curd, hung curd. This is I am making homemade curd I am using. I am using curd because I am not using eggs. So for the substitute for curd is eggs. You can use 2 eggs instead of curd. You have to mix this properly so that they both incorporate with each other and becomes nice and fluffy. Okay. Now to this mixture I am adding 1/4 cup of oil, vegetable oil which has no flavor, and I'll give a splash of vanilla essence. This will give a very good flavor to our cake. About 1 teaspoon. Now give it a nice mix again so that it becomes nice and fluffy. With this, our wet ingredient is also ready. After frequent stirring for about 5 minutes, our wet ingredients are all ready. Now all our ingredients are ready. Now we have to do just a mixing of all the 3 portions of our cake. Now we take the dry ingredients. In this, I will first add the buttermilk which we have made. Also, I will add all my wet ingredients to it and give it a proper mix. Now you have to mix it in one direction only, like this. Give it a mix, cut it. Do not over mix it. After our mixing, see our cake batter is all ready. Now I will put it into a baking tin which I have already greased with butter paper and with some little oil, and then we will bake our cake at 180 degrees Celsius for about half an hour. We will put this whole batter into our cake tin. So in goes our cake batter into our baking tin. Now just give it a light tap so that if there are any air bubbles in it, will be out. Now we are going to bake our cake at 180 degrees Celsius into our oven for about half an hour. Until our cake is getting baked, we make the chocolate fudge frosting for the cake, for which I am using 1 cup of salted butter. Now you have to beat this butter so that it becomes nice and fluffy. Our butter has become nice and fluffy. Now to this I am adding 3/4 cup of sugar, icing sugar. To this I will add 3/4 cup of cocoa powder. Next I'll add whipping cream. I have melted this whipping cream little warm. And then I will add dark chocolate which I have melted. This cake contains a lot of chocolate. So it is a full chocolate cake, that's why it is called Devil's Delight. You will enjoy this cake. It's the chocolate that we add, and now you have to again blend all these ingredients together. After 10 minutes of blending, you can see our chocolate fudge frosting is all set. It looks yummy and delicious. You should definitely try this cake. How you know that this frosting is ready? You can see the stiff peaks on our knobs. Here also, this shows that the frosting is ready. Now you have to keep this frosting in the refrigerator for only 10 minutes so that it is set properly. Then we can go ahead with the further stage of making the cake. After 30 minutes of baking, you can see our cake has baked very nicely. Now we are going to slice this cake into about 3 slices, whichever comes out good, and then we are going to assemble our cake. To cut this cake into slices, I am using this nylon string that we get in the market, very easily available. You can even do it with the help of a knife. I am doing it with the help of a string. I find this more comfortable. Just align the string like this onto the cake with a perfect level, and then you have to just pull it like this. You can see the cake gets cut uniformly. Okay, now just have to open it up. This is the one layer. In similar way, we have cut 3 separate slices of the cake that we had baked. Now we'll start with the assembling of the cake, the final assembling. Place one layer. On this, just pour some sugar syrup so that the cake turns out a little moist, otherwise it will taste very dry. Okay, little bit of sugar syrup, and this, then we are going to put the chocolate frosting which I have put into the piping bag. This way. After this, just spread it a little bit. Just spread it. I'm using this credit card, but we get different tools also to do it. I find this more handy. So in the similar way, now I'm putting the second layer. Okay, again the sugar syrup. Now again we will put the chocolate frosting. Now pour the chocolate frosting on the second layer also. Now again you have to spread the mixture. Just spread it evenly like this. Now you put the third layer. Again the sugar syrup. On top, and then again the frosting. Again spread it evenly. You have to apply this chocolate frosting here also on the borders totally. Now I will apply it over there. Now I'll start applying the frosting onto the borders of the cake. Just go on evenly. That's it. Now you have to do the leveling. You start with the leveling of the cake like that on the borders. That's it. Start with the leveling at the borders like this. That's it. We have finished leveling the cake with the chocolate frosting, and now I have used this tool to get this line-like texture around the borders, which you can also use and try it at home. And now I'm going to refrigerate this cake and keep it for setting for about 20 to 25 minutes. Our cake is fully ready. It is set nicely after refrigeration for about half an hour. Now we'll go in for the final decoration. You can do as per your choice. I prefer doing it like that, a very simple decoration. I will take the same frosting into a piping bag with the star nozzle, and I'll try to make some beautiful small stars on it like this. And one in between. Now what I will do is shred some dark chocolate on it. Very little dark chocolate. That's it. And now you can place some, you get these Cadbury shots, you can place them on it. I've got some shots, Cadbury shots. You can take one and place on these flowers. It looks nice. And mostly children love these shots also. That's it. Now I'll go try to make some nice border for this cake. It will look more nice. Start adding some extra border to this cake. See, our cake is ready with a beautiful border. You can try this cake at home. It's yummy, it's delicious. Your children will definitely like it. So please go ahead with my recipe. I hope you would like my recipes. I'll come up with more such exciting recipes for you. Till then, have a nice time and good day.